Mention the word protein, and most people immediately think of massive tubs of powder and athletes trying to pack on serious size. But that common association overlooks the much more practical role this nutrient plays for everyone else. Whether you're running a 5K or just carrying heavy groceries up a flight of stairs, your body is under mechanical stress. At a microscopic level, that stress causes physical damage, where the actual structural fibers of your muscles are snapping and fraying. This is why the 2025 to 2030 dietary guidelines for Americans have reframed protein intake. They now prioritize it as a foundational requirement for maintaining physical independence and counteracting the natural structural decline that occurs as we age. To see the long-term impact of ignoring this damage, look at this graph. The steep downward curve represents the progression of sarcopenia, the steady, age-related loss of muscle mass. The stabilized line shows how adequate protein intake helps preserve that tissue over several decades. Because your body is in a state of continuous breakdown, it exists in a structural deficit. It cannot generate the new physical matter needed to patch those torn fibers on its own. It requires specific raw materials from an outside source. While these are the same mechanisms used to build size in a gym, for the average person, this is an urgent, daily rescue mission. It is the only way to effectively halt the steady degradation of your own physical structure. That rescue mission starts in the digestive tract. When you consume a high-protein meal, your body immediately begins a process of molecular deconstruction. The human body cannot directly use the large, complex whole protein structures found in food. A piece of chicken or a bowl of beans is far too bulky to be integrated directly into a damaged muscle cell. Instead, specialized digestive enzymes act like molecular scissors. They target and sever the chemical bonds holding the large molecule together. This results in distinct, smaller building blocks called amino acids, the fundamental currency your body uses for every physical repair. Digestion is essentially a salvage operation, dismantling food into the specific structural components required for your survival. Once harvested, these amino acids pass through the intestinal wall and move directly into the circulatory system. Your bloodstream then acts as an intelligent highway, rapidly routing these isolated building blocks to the specific tissues currently under the highest mechanical stress. We can trace them all the way back to the exact microtear we saw earlier inside the damaged muscle fiber. Stationed throughout that muscle cell are specialized cellular factories called ribosomes. Their job is to intercept the amino acids as they arrive from the blood. The ribosome reads your biological blueprints and begins snapping the amino acids together, sequencing them to synthesize a brand new, customized muscle protein. These newly woven protein chains physically bridge the microtears in the tissue. This repair makes the muscle fiber slightly denser and more resilient than it was before the damage occurred. This specific physical reconstruction at the cellular level is the literal definition of recovery. When we zoom out from this single fiber, it raises a question. How does this localized cellular repair affect the health of your entire system? The answer lies in the fact that muscle tissue is the body's primary reservoir for mitochondria. These are the cellular engines where nutrients from food, specifically body fat, are actually oxidized and turned into energy. By repairing and maintaining your muscle mass, you are effectively preserving the body's primary metabolic engine and its largest reservoir for immune function. The updated 2025 to 2030 recommendation targets 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. But you must be strategic. The body lacks a storage tank for surplus protein. Once immediate repair needs are met, the supply resets to zero. This lack of storage is why a single large meal isn't enough. To match the continuous wear and tear of daily life, protein intake must be spread consistently across your morning meals, your afternoon meals, and evening meals. Prioritizing that consistent supply ensures your cells have the exact raw materials they need to maintain the physical integrity and metabolic efficiency of your body as you age.